Good morning, everyone. I trust you're having a good Thursday, and I trust you continue to work on your attitudes as I continue to work on my attitude as we look at Jesus' example in Matthew chapter 5. Today we're in Matthew chapter 5, verse 6. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. If you know me, then you understand that I love Chick-fil-A and I have been craving Chick-fil-A. Now, full disclosure, I have gone up to Chick-fil-A and have gone through their drive-through a couple of times during this social distancing. Now, when I have been craving Chick-fil-A, I have sometimes tried to fill that craving with carrots. Now, beloved, you can't fill a craving of Chick-fil-A with carrots. But I have tried to do that. I have tried to make it work. I have tried to be healthy, but nothing will fix the craving that I have when I'm hankering a number one with a waffle fry and a diet lemonade. But what happens is I try to fill it with carrots and it just doesn't work. That's what Jesus is saying in Matthew chapter 5, verse 6. He's saying, Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Blessed are those that crave righteousness. What is righteousness? Righteousness is being morally right or correct. We crave to be correct, to be morally right. What's the standard? God is the standard. And we realize that we cannot meet that standard. And so what happens is sometimes when I go after the carrots, they just don't meet the craving of Chick-fil-A. And it's the same thing Jesus is saying. When you crave God, you're not going to find that craving met until you go and you seek after God. And so many times what happens in our life is that we try to we're craving God and we'll put whatever we can in there until we can put our finger on it and be able to say that's what the craving was and I have met it. Now, full disclosure, for me, once you go to Chick-fil-A, you don't go anywhere else. You just love Chick-fil-A because it just meets that craving and you have that desire to have more and more and more. And it's the same thing with God. Blessed are those that hunger and thirst for righteousness. Blessed are those that crave and desire God, because they will have that craving and desire met when they come and they meet the living God. Now, righteousness we cannot achieve. Romans 3:10, there is no one righteous, no, not one. That's why we crave God. We go after him. We seek him because there is that God-sized hole in our hearts that only God can meet. And so I want you to look back at Matthew 5:3, Matthew 5:4, 5:5, and then Matthew 5:6 and see the progression. The first day we said we need to come humbly before the Lord. We need to grieve over our sin that we have. We need to be gentle. And then now we need to crave God. And it's pushing us in our relationship with God. And during this time of social distancing, sometimes what happens is that we have a craving. We crave to be outside, we crave to have a certain food, and what happens is we fill it with everything that won't meet that craving. And then what we end up doing is going to the fridge at that time of night and getting what's that craving, whether it's Chick-fil-A or Oreos or some kind of sweet. We desire to have that craving met. If you are watching this and there's a craving that you have that you cannot meet, perhaps you're craving God. And during this time, I trust and pray that you're growing in your relationship with God. If I can help you in any way, if you're hungry and you're thirsty for God, for the things of God, and you need help, please reach out. I'd love to help you and have that conversation. I hope you have a great Thursday, and I hope that you find what you're craving for.